when you put it that way. A potassium of 5.9, 98 cents on, but something else. Coffee that I'm gonna take. Walmart, really quick. Good morning. Welcome to a few days in my life as a nurse practitioner. Yesterday was completely work from home, so I feel like that's a little more boring. So I didn't film at all yesterday, but today is now a house calls day. We actually have a provider that's going to be going on LOA, and I will be covering her patients, which I didn't think was a big deal, but I did have another provider reach out to me and say like, wow, you must be doing really well if they're going to let you cover a whole patient panel on your own, like 6 months into being a new grad and with the program. So I was like, oh yeah, when you put it that way. But I'm excited, and this morning I tried like doing a quick little intro. Good morning, welcome to a few days as a nurse practitioner. But it just did not work out because I got on, checked my Epic, all of that stuff, and had a critical lab of a potassium of 5.9, and 2 seconds later I had my meeting with my supervising physician. So it was like kind of perfect timing because I was able to talk to him. He kind of gave me a couple options, which is either treat outpatient or send to the emergency room, and I opted for sending to the emergency room just because with it being like a house calls program, we can draw labs in the home. We don't, I guess I should say, like I specifically don't, we don't have CNAs unless the patient has home health where they can go out and draw, but typically it's a little bit of a delayed process, and because of that I just didn't feel comfortable like trying to manage high potassium, and kidneys were worsening, especially because I'm going to be gone on Friday, so that really only gives me like a couple days to make sure it's improving. So I called the patient this morning, kind of told them the plan of care, and yeah, that was kind of scary though. I've seen high potassiums before, but not in conjunction with a worsening kidney function, and so I don't know, there was a bunch. I had so much to ask my supervising physician today. I actually didn't even get to all of my questions I had. There's some weeks where I have no questions for him and I'm like, ooh, like, am I not doing anything because I don't have any questions? And then days like today, but he's so nice, he's like, just reach out whenever, which is really nice and I appreciate. But at the same time, I know that he has a full, like he sees patients, so he has a full day today. So not saying that that makes me hesitant to reach out, but I do try to reach out to him last, and I try to save, like obviously if I had an emergent question I would reach out to him, but non-emergent questions that I want to like ask somebody who has more experience and someone who I trust with their judgment, I usually go to my coworkers and ask them what they think. Then like I save my learning questions for him. This was like the first time where I had an emergent question, so it was really just lucky that it happened to be on a Tuesday morning because we meet every Tuesday morning. But yeah, because of that my day was just like a little crazy, and now I'm ready. My first patient is actually not till 10 a.m. I usually try to start seeing patients at 9 a.m. This is a new patient though, and they didn't want to be seen until 10 a.m., which is fine. It's kind of given me a slower morning, but I wanted to show you guys that I went to Walmart yesterday. I had to go get like famotidine. I've been having like some bad reflux for some reason, and we were out of Tums, so I bought both. I don't really want to do omeprazole. That's just a side note. Anyway, while we were there, the point of all that was that I found these. They were literally like 98 cents. So I bought 3 just to keep on hand, because sometimes there are some patients who really do not want to do bubble packing, but I think like, oh, if you just had this, that it would make their medication management so much better. You'd be surprised like how resistant patients can be to changing their routine, which I do understand, but sometimes I just want to be like, your routine isn't working. We need to try something else. And they don't always see it. So I think having this to hand it to them will help, because usually if I just say, when you go to Walmart, pick something up, they don't get out of the home. That's why I'm there as a house calls patient. Glad to find those, and now I'm glad to know where I can get them for literally $1. I think I'm just gonna get ready to go. I think this morning I tried showing you guys, I don't know if you'll be able to see now that I have my jacket on, but this little sock curl thing didn't really work out. This side is more curly than this side. I added more water to this side when I wrapped it up, but yeah, I don't know, it just didn't really hold. This looks worse than it did the first time I did it. Today I have 2 new patient visits and then a patient that I'm following up on from Friday, and I think I've explained before where normally our case manager slash social worker will come with us to our first appointment to these new patient visits, but there's a lot of stuff going on and that's just not possible. So actually I think they're gonna come with me to the second new patient, but not the first one. So I'm on my own for that one, and they have not seen the patient yet. It has been some time now. I just had so many calls and messages coming in that I was like focused on that. And then I ate my lunch, early dinner, well, no, also late dinner. So I ate my lunch at my desk and I'm just charting. I wanted to mention for any new grads out there, I just want to say when I am charting and don't exactly know how to bill, you can bill off of medical decision making or you can bill off of time. They encourage to do whichever one is more. And typically with me going into the home, I do bill off of like time just because sometimes I'm in with a patient for an hour and it is all like medical related stuff, especially new patient visits. But generally I can bill a level 4 for all the things that we address. But this time, one of my patients was a really quick, just one thing type of thing. So I was going to bill it as a level 3 and then I was like, honestly, I don't even think it's a level 3. It might just be a level 2. So I'm pulling up the chart that I can review to see where this patient falls under. As a new grad, I think it's super helpful to have those resources. Luckily, we do have auditors, I guess, that go through, and I've been told that they can always code it down. So if I like over bill, they can code it down, but if I under, they can't code it up. But usually it's pretty straightforward on what level you're billing. Good morning. Today is Wednesday. So this week I changed my days. So I work today and tomorrow and then I'm off. And I'm about to be leaving. I have about an hour drive this morning. But I want to show you that last night I put these little things on to prevent the camera use when I don't want it to. I thought that I could just move it side to side and it could still use Face ID for when I wanted it to, but it's not using it at all. So I wouldn't mind for anything else, but I really need it for like my haiku, my epic charting, and then my Teams messages, which requires it every single time you log in. And it makes it so annoying to have to put in your password. Like it makes you try Face ID like 2 times before it rejects it, and then you have to go in and put in your password, and then you have to do it every single time. Before, once I would use like the Face ID clear ping for epic haiku charting, and it would just let me automatically log in with Face ID, but now every single time I have to put in my password, go through that whole step of getting rejected, put in my password, going to ping, just all this stuff. So unfortunately, I don't think it's gonna work because a lot of the times I'm needing to access it like while I'm driving, and I can't be typing my password in every time I need it. I have a new patient visit today, so I'm just taking the folder that we give them for new visits. Can't forget my tracker. I've been learning to just turn it on and put it in my pocket, otherwise I will forget. So yesterday my blood pressure cuff died. I've been using the same batteries since I got that blood pressure cuff in like November. So I guess that's how long it is for them to die. But unfortunately, there was not batteries at the office. The girls have to order me some, so that's gonna take who knows how long. So I asked my husband if we have any, and we actually have rechargeable batteries that he put on the charger right now. He says they're fully charged, but I think just because we hadn't been using them, I don't know, looks like they're charging. So I'm just gonna leave that there until I absolutely have to leave. I'm so sad about this not working. It was cool in theory. I hope that I can get it to work eventually. But I've already made this coffee that I'm gonna take. I'm gonna make some water and I'll probably just take a bar. But tomorrow we're doing like leadership rounding. So a lot of like both of my managers are gonna be down, and the case manager or care manager will be down. That'll be fun. It'll be my first time meeting people in person. So I'm excited for that. I'm just gonna take this little figs bar instead of a protein bar, and then I'll have my coffee and my water for the ride. So while I have a little bit of time, I think I'm gonna explain what my job is, because I explained it once a while ago and it's been buried in my videos by now. But I am a house calls nurse practitioner, and so basically I go to people's homes for their primary care services. So this is not a concierge type of service, meaning it's not for healthy people. So if like someone like me or my husband wanted someone to come to us, the program that I do would not be the appropriate program for us, because my program is targeted to patients who are homebound and cannot make it out to their primary care appointments or even sometimes specialty visits. And the program was really started to decrease emergency room visits, because patients who are homebound and cannot get out for all of their preventative visits do end up utilizing the emergency room more, and it's not good because it's really just delaying care for themselves themselves. Like they push things off until it requires an emergency room visit. So that's what this program is for, and it's actually been so amazing. Like I was nervous to start going into people's homes. I will say though that I did this as part of a preceptorship during nurse practitioner school, so I kind of got an insight into the program and how it worked, but I was still nervous being like a young female, like young, but like relatively young female, and you go by yourself. So there were some like concerns, and I'm also driving around. There's a designated area, so like today I'm driving almost a full hour there and then a full hour back. So I don't know, there were some hesitancies with this, but overall I've had such a good experience. The patients are amazing. They're usually so thankful to have you coming to them and providing them with care. I've been able to learn so much because I have the extra time to look things up and to chart, and we have a great team with like pharmacy, care management, my supervising physician, co-workers. There's always people I can reach out to. So yeah, overall it's only positives, but maybe a little bit later today I will kind of talk about some of the negatives, but I need to log into our huddle and then get going for my 9 o'clock patient. I am home for my visits for the day. I only saw 3 patients, but I drove a lot today. And luckily the last patient was really close to my house. But it's kind of funny because the last patient wasn't responding to us. So I was kind of showing up like not knowing if I was gonna see them or not. But they were discharged from home health, meaning they weren't getting physical therapy or a CNA anymore, things like that. And they assumed that because they were discharged from home health, that they were discharged from our program, the house calls program. And I educated that that is not the case. So house calls program is completely different and separate from home health. I think just because it has the word house and home, patients get confused sometimes. And so it happens a lot that patients will think that they are not going to be seeing us anymore because they get discharged from home health, and sometimes it's confusing to them. For some reason, I am getting every single result for every single lab drawn by other providers. So like yesterday on a patient, I was receiving their cardioversion, their EKG, an ortho x-ray. I was just like, oh my gosh. And it was throwing me off because I'm like, am I supposed to be receiving these and am I supposed to be doing anything with them? But I think the MA is clicking a thing. The rest of the APPs do not get clicked, so it's like forwarding every single result to me, and it throws me off because I'm like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be addressing this or not, which I'm not, but I just don't like getting it without like following up. But anyway, that's what I was looking at now because this is happening again with a different patient. So this, I think I told you already, the nurse practitioner is going to be out, so I will be covering. So I'm getting like extra charts as well right now, but I'm going to tell them to just add this patient on to me. Every provider does their things different. The provider that I work in the same area with likes to do a lot of like reminders to have the front desk call the patient to set up a visit in X amount of time, whereas I will just have the patient set up the time at the moment. I think it makes it easier for like housebound patients because sometimes they're not the greatest at answering their phone. But so that's one thing I was doing now. I'm like, just put them on my schedule now. I don't want to wait for a reminder because then I also think it's not as easy to work around your schedule. I am gonna go change and then start charting for the day. I decided I could not wait any longer to eat. It's 2:25 and luckily I had some leftovers from the weekend. We made fried potatoes with all the fixings on it. So I heated up some vegan sausage patties and then put a full avocado in here and a bunch of dressing. That's what I'm gonna have this weekend. My husband's going out of town for some guys thing with, they always celebrate like for the draft, the football draft. And then I'm gonna be going with my sisters to a condo nearby. So I'm so excited, but because of that, we don't have any food. Luckily, I had this left over because I'm starving. I am just signing my last chart for the day. It is 4:56 and I'm so tired. I was just gonna say, like, as a new grad, every time I have a concern or a question, I am asking a lot of questions. And it's nice because obviously my coworkers are great, but the fact that we have a pharmacy team and a pharmacist specifically that works like with our group is so nice because I reached out to her so many times but about 2 specific things today. It's really good to have her have my back. and she's so sweet and is just very educational. So I love that. And yeah, I just feel so tired now from staring at my computer all day. I'm just gonna check my inbox really quick and then I will be done for the night. And then tomorrow morning, I actually have that leadership rounding. So again, I'll be seeing a lot of people in person for the first time, and I think it'll just be really nice. I think I said that since I'll be covering for an APP that's gonna be out on LOA, that meeting tomorrow at the end, we're gonna go over like patient panels and decide which patients need to be seen while she's out, what patients can wait until she gets back. And I'm excited just to see how that goes. Being the only provider for a few weeks is gonna be a little rough. I think it's gonna be like 5 weeks total, maybe 6 weeks. I think it's like 5-ish weeks. So we will just have to wait and see how I do, and I will keep you guys updated. Good morning. Today's Thursday. It's my last day for the week. I am just getting ready right now. I think last vlog I wanted to show you guys my outfit because I got some new scrub pants and then I never showed you. So I am wearing one of them right now. I'm wearing the Figs Isabel wide legs in the dark harbor color, and I love this color. I love just like the neutral dark colors. This cardigan's also new. It's from H&M, and I like that it has just like a little extra detail there to make it not so boring. Has it on the sleeves too, and then this cute print. But yeah, that is what I'm wearing today. I only have 2 patient visits, or sorry, I have 3 patient visits, but 2 are in one place, so it feels like just 2 locations. It is 7:40 right now. My in-person meeting is at 8:30, and I think I'm gonna run to Walmart really quick to get a gift for somebody who's leaving, and then I'll head to the meeting. I just reached out to them though because I can't ever remember where this one is at. And then I tried these like overnight curls again, and they just fell so flat, and this is from me hooking the sock on it. So I did it after I showered last night, and I think it was actually too wet. Today was actually such a crazy day and such a long day. It is 5:19 right now, and I just finished charting for the day. Today was weird because I had that long meeting, in-person meeting, met a bunch of, like I said, my managers and some other people that I just rarely ever see because we're all work from home. And it was really good, but it went longer than expected, which pushed me back just a tiny bit for my in-person visits. I got home and finished my charting and all of that, which is good, but now I'm just like discombobulated, I guess you could say, because I'm off tomorrow and my care guide MA that is usually just with me has been off the last 3 days. So we have like a little bit of disconnect in communication. She'll be on tomorrow, but I'll be off. So I was like trying to tie things up for her to follow up on tomorrow. My sisters are on their way here and I'm so excited. I can't wait till they get here. And then we are gonna go on our little staycation. Earlier I was talking about all the pros of my job, and now I kind of wanted to touch on the negatives. There really isn't too many negatives aside from the fact that you work from home, which is actually a positive, but the negative as a new grad is that a lot of the time I'm left kind of figuring things out on my own, where if you worked in an office you could just turn to the side and ask your coworker for some help. And then kind of along with that is that all of our communication most of the time is through Teams and Teams messages. So if it's anything pressing, I'll usually call my fellow APPs, but for any like communication with patients and follow-ups, that all goes through Teams or through Epic messaging, which just takes longer, whereas in an office you could just again turn to your MA or whatever and give them tasks or ask how to do something or follow-ups with things. So that's kind of the negatives with this, but other than that, this is such an amazing job. Like I said, especially for a new grad, I've felt super supported. I was a little nervous about it as a new grad. Overall, everything's been great, and I've loved this patient population. I'm a family nurse practitioner, so like my clinicals were women's health and pediatrics as well, and I do think I would like to do that at some point in the future, but for right now this is good, like establishing baseline. A lot of my patients are geriatrics, but I think that's it for me. I'm going to start packing for my little weekend getaway, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye. Vanilla latte. It's extra loaded. Annoyed at the check that water.